What up, everybody? How we doing? Hope you're doing well. It is Monday. And boy, what a Monday it is. If you're tuning in now, thank you. I mean, I didn't tell anybody about this live about who the hell is Tony Hinchcliffe. This is not going to be some gigantic rant or political thing or anything. It's truly, I'm going to break it down who the hell Tony Hinchcliffe is. I happen to know a little bit of his background. And I want to get your opinion. And then I'll give you a little bit of my opinion. That's what we're going to do here on today's top topic. Because, hi, Julie. This guy's made the news. And we're wondering, why has this guy made the news? Well, you tend to not want to make the news this way. But in this day and age, there's a lot of people that want to make the news. However, whether it be fame or infamy or whatever you want to call it. Clout, I think some people could say. The clout. But if you are seeing the headlines today, he is for sure making big-time headlines. He said some extremely racist and bigoted and xenophobic and overall remarks at the recent Trump rally at Madison Square Garden with Hulk Hogan. I know at times we're like living in a bizarre world, but it is what it is. And so, like I said, hey Sam, how you doing? I do want to know what you think. We're going to play what he said here. And I want to know your thoughts. So here we go. This is actually, I'm going to give you a little breakdown of who the hell Tony Hinchcliffe is. Hey, Kim. Tony Hinchcliffe. Who the hell is that guy? Tony Hinchcliffe, stand-up comedian. How I know him and how a lot of people know him is through the Joe Rogan show. He's one of the main guys. He's probably been on that show a dozen times. And he is a guy who is well known for pushing the edge, well known for being a roaster. He was in Tom Brady's roast. He was very well known for that. He is what I would call one of Rogan's crew, okay? And I'll tell you, my background with Rogan, I know him pretty well, not personally, but I've just followed his show for a very long time. Over the past couple years, I've kind of dropped off. It's just become a little bit too biased for me. And I don't mind a biased show. Like, I'll watch Candace Owens. I'll watch John Campea. I'll watch David Pakman. I'll watch, at times, Ben Shapiro. I don't mind a biased take on something, you know, but just let me know where you stand. That's my only issue with some people is that they try and say I'm here, and then and Tony Hinchcliffe is one of those. I think that's my issue personally with this. Is a guy who says, "Oh, it's all jokes. I don't stand on any particular line. Oh, this and that." But when it comes down to it, this is ultimately who this guy is. What else has he done in his life? He has a Netflix special, 1 hour special called One Shot. It premiered on 2016, showcasing his signature style of humor. And I will be honest, I'm not a particular fan of his style of humor. I love to push the limits with comedy. I love to push the limits with humor. I've made a career of it. But I just feel that when it crosses over to where it's just mean, comedy does have a mean streak in it. It's usually part of the joke, but man, when it's just straight up mean, it's very hard to take. He has he lives in the Austin comedy scene. He has a huge podcast called Kill Tony, where it's basically people just saying the most horrific things about each other and trying to knock each other down. It is definitely not my particular style of show. I don't like super mean comedy. I like a good roast for sure, especially the classic ones back in the day. But Kill Tony is very, very popular. Rogan recently said that Tony Hinchcliffe is one of the most important comedians of our time. And he said that Tony Hinchcliffe's podcast, Kill Tony, is the epicenter of where comedy lives. So if you're wondering where Joe Rogan lies or what he thinks, that should tell you a lot. Now, in 2021, he was also in trouble for another derogatory comment about Ping Dang, resulted in him being dropped by WME, a agency, as well. Now, you guys are probably watching this wondering, hey, who the hell is this guy? Because of the recent controversies of the things that he said at the Trump rally last night. He said some horrible things about Puerto Rico, about black people, about disabled people. I have the clip here. We're going to play it. I'm going to play the whole thing. I haven't watched the whole thing. So what I'm sharing with you is I've seen the clips that people are talking about. They're horrific. I'm not Puerto Rican. I'm Cuban and Peruvian. And I could only imagine what he thinks about a Cuban. I could only imagine what he thinks about a Mexican. I can only imagine what he thinks about a Peruvian. So let's play what he said last night. Now, remember, hired by the Trump organization to be there and run this rally in Madison Square Garden, arguably the capital of Puerto Ricans other than Puerto Rico. Okay? So let's enjoy the comedy stylings of Tony Hinchcliffe.
Absolute horrendous thing. And traveling the world, I got to see San Francisco turn into one of the most demented cities, one of the greatest downfalls I've ever seen. And that is where the other candidate worked for 2 decades. And it's absolutely wild to see. And in Texas, stuff is really, really crazy. We're right there by a wide open border. Where are my proud Latinos at tonight? You guys see what I mean? It's wide open. There's so many of them. It's absolutely incredible.
Okay. If that's as far as it goes, that's a funny joke, whatever. That's getting away with it. Okay. But you've just endorsed and dissed the other side. So no longer are you a comedian. A comedian's job is to entertain, to be funny, to be interesting. It is not to tell the truth, to get away with it. I just saw the famous comedian Anthony Jeselnik, and he said a great quote that I guess it was from Andy Kaufman that said, "Art is getting away with it." And I so believe that. And guys, if you don't know my background, for many Latinos for Trump, come get your people. Yeah. You know, it's a joke, right? Listen, Eric, this is at a political rally. You have to understand that there has to be some type of understanding, some rules. Do you know why nobody has said anything about Tony Hinchcliffe when he's been doing this on his podcast, when he's been doing this on comedy clubs, when he's been doing this in Texas? Is because this is what is okay. It's a comedy club. It's in the middle of a place, whatever. But at a rally where somebody is chosen to be the president of this country, not the same thing. Do I have the same energy when, I don't know, George Lopez's jokes didn't make it to this? I don't know, but sure. If he said something like that, I'd be like that. Eric, I've never seen you pop in here before, man, but I got to tell you, welcome. Thank you for being in here. I hope you subscribe. I welcome all opinions. I appreciate the opinion. It doesn't bother me. I like to go talk back and forth. So, Eric, thanks for jumping on here, man. If you're, regardless of how you feel, I hope you subscribe, man. So, thanks for the messages. All right, let's get back to this.
Believe it or not, people, I welcome migrants to the United States of America with open arms. And by open arms, I mean like this. It's wild. And these Latinos, they love making babies too. Just know that. They do. They do. There's no pulling out. They don't do that. They come inside, just like they did to our country. Republicans are the party with a good sense of humor. Free speech is under attack, people. I host a show, and each week I get updates what words we're allowed to use and not use anymore.
This is the most tired argument. My God. Seriously. We're talking about millionaire comedians touring the world, like Tony Hinchcliffe does, opening up. This is how he got his opening. He opened for Joe Rogan. So he's opening up, making tens of thousands of dollars, saying whatever the hell he wants at any point in time. His podcast has been going on since 2016. And here he is complaining that he can't say anything. It's a fucking lie. It's a lie, guys. What he's done is just stereotype with no real joke behind it. And where are the jokes about the white people? Where are the jokes about the Trump fans that are standing outside that he could make fun of? Where that tend to lean towards a certain race? Where are those jokes? Are you afraid? It's bullshit.
It's happening right now the past few years. It's a real thing. And, you know, used to be able to tell people to Google stuff. My mom's a boomer in the state of Ohio, and there's no convincing her of anything. She's eating the cats. She's eating the dogs. They're eating the pets up there. It is absolutely wild time.
It's a crazy thing. They eat the dogs, eat the cats. It's a crazy thing said by a crazy person that could be in charge of a lot of things. And it's all just reduced down to a joke. We're living in a hyper fantasy, folks.
It really, really is. And, you know, there's a lot going on. Like, I don't know if you guys know this, but there's literally a floating island of garbage in the middle of the ocean right now. Yeah. I think it's called Puerto Rico. Okay. All right. Okay. We're getting there. Again, normally I don't follow the national anthem, everybody.
He's saying this in New York City, the home of hundreds of thousands of Puerto Rican people. Tons of Puerto Rican people I know in New York still. Wonder what he thinks about Cubans. Wonder what he thinks about Mexicans. Wonder what he thinks about Uruguayans, Brazilians. This is, you know, when you make this your bread and butter, this is his bread and butter. He doesn't act and do different things and have a family life and no. This is all he is. This is who this guy is. Do not mistake it. And then, you don't get it. You don't get it. Why the hell is this tiny little pale ass shrink impish guy think he would never say this to somebody's face without a microphone, without a wrestling ring, without Rogan and his buddies. It's 100% keyboard mentality warrior. It's bullshit.
This isn't exactly a perfect comedy setup. There's some people here. All right, very good. I like it. I have other policies that I think it should be implemented as well. Like me personally, I think football should be all year round. Yeah. So many great athletes. I don't know about you guys, but I think that Travis Kelce might be the next O.J. Simpson. Feels good in here.
What the
other side's
hell
got a lot
is
of crazy.
that? Is everybody missing that one? That he just said Travis Kelce is going to be like OJ to Taylor? That was a stretch, dude. That was a stretch. That's like leaning in to get the... Oh, my God. Why don't we talk about that one? Ugh.
Endorsements: Swift, Eminem, Leo DiCaprio, Beyonce. Every day the Democratic Party looks more and more like a P. Diddy party. Oh, okay. Okay, that's what you guys want. All right.
P. Diddy is connected with Epstein, and there's only one presidential candidate connected with Epstein right now. Come on now.
Heck yeah, this cool black guy with a thing on his head. What the hell is that, a lampshade? Look at this guy. Oh my goodness. Wow. I'm just kidding. That's one of my buddies. He had a Halloween party last night. We had fun. We carved watermelons together. It was awesome. You guys are, this is a groany little morning crowd, huh? It's tough to follow this audition for the next Commissioner Gordon's over here. It is, though. It's crazy times we're living in. I mean, all these pointless wars. It is unbelievable what's happening right now. It is incredible. Ukraine versus Russia, Israel, it's like bad soccer games. Who even cares? What are we doing? Why is our money involved in these wars?
Now that I can agree with him on. Now I know it's going to be a joke, but there's no doubt that it blows my mind that we are sending money to Israel to kill innocent humans, to sending money anywhere that doesn't involve us. We're out of wars. It's gross. It's gross.
When it comes to Israel and Palestine, we're all thinking the same thing. Settle your stuff already. Best out of 3. Rock, paper, scissors. You know the Palestinians are going to throw rock every time. But you also know the Jews have a hard time throwing that paper. You know what I'm saying? All right, we're having fun now. We're cooking.
Yeah, 30,000 women and children killed. 30,000 women and children killed in Palestine. It ain't funny.
Good. Hillary Clinton said that this is a Nazi rally here today.
You see how you can't you can't sit there and make racist and bigoted jokes and then say, oh, they thought this was a Nazi rally. And people are like, no way. If a Nazi rally had an opening act, it would be Tony Hinchcliffe. I mean, I don't get it.
Can you believe that? For the most anti-war president of my entire lifetime, and she calls him Hitler. Let me remind you, Hillary, it was your husband who shot innocent people, or as he called them, interns. Yeah, Hillary, I bet you did not see that one coming. By the way, if I commit suicide in 3 weeks, I didn't.
Ooh. I can only imagine what the backlash is today for all this stuff. I don't know, Kim. No jokes about Christians yet. No, I don't think so. Still no jokes about the white folks. No, I don't think he's taking any jabs at the current base that's staring at him. No. Wouldn't do that. And yes, Eric, if George who is it? George Lopez said that Puerto Rico was a big trash island, yeah, sure, I would, you know, I've met George Lopez before. He didn't say that to my face or anything. So, let us continue.
I mean, it's just obvious to me who the right candidate is. There's a guy out here dodging bullets. It is unbelievable, right? He took it right in the ear. Unbelievable. I thought about this. I don't know if you have. Coolest place to get shot. Like if you're gonna get shot anywhere on your body, that's where you want it. Right there. Technically, he got shot in the head, depending on if you're a Democrat or a Republican. Right? If you're a Democrat, his ear was grazed. If you're a Republican, he survived a headshot.
Okay, that's the first kind of joke where he even remotely kind of gave a little to both, right? It's the only part of the human body will drive a piercing through like a little girl's ear for no reason, right? There's just no, it heals fast. Nobody cares. It's the best place to get shot. He went down, saw blood on his hands. I'd imagine he thought right then,
I think I just won this shit.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I thought he did too. I'll be dead honest. As soon as Trump got shot and stood up and did that whole thing, I was like, well, this is pretty much done. If that would have happened like 2 weeks ago, he's president. He had about a week where he seemed very cool to everybody. And I got to admit, that was badass. If it was all real, if it was all real. Thanks, E Styles. Appreciate you checking out the show, man. Thank you very, very much, man. Eric, who cares? All jokes are funny. It doesn't matter who they are directed at. If they were directed at Christians, I would laugh just as hard. I get that, Eric, but like it's already like when you're making fun of a marginalized society as opposed to a majority society, like you see what I'm saying? Like there's a time and a place for everything. And that guy just can't do comedy without being mean. You know what I'm saying, Eric? Eric Rumfalo. Rumfalo. Oh, Rumfalo. Back to this. By the way, Eric, if you're not catching Top of the Morning, Wednesday and Friday, 8 a.m. live, this is just Top Topic. We just break down some topics that happen to be in the news. And how could we not talk about this shit, you know? So I appreciate you coming through. By the way, can I get some likes and some
Stands up
here?
and
Jesus
says
Christ.
the most American words I've ever heard in my life. No. Before that, there was one more. Let me get my shoes.
Look, that's funny. That's funny.
Fearless. Perhaps still with an active shooter. He's talking like a guy that just had the best one-night stand of his life. Right? Like, where's my shoes at? I gotta get the hell out of here. Let me get my shoes. And then the fight. What he did was so cool that Biden got COVID. Oh, yeah.
See,
Go
look,
back.
you
Look
see
at the
how
time.
I'm not just straight hating? Like, I can tell him something. That's funny. He got shot, Biden got COVID. That's funny. You know, you can make jokes about Puerto Rico without calling it a trash island. You can make jokes about black people without reverting to the watermelon joke. He can't. He's doing some funny stuff here. That's what he should have done.
Timeline of everything again. 3 days after that. That means that Biden, he didn't get that from hanging out with sick people. He was in a sterile room in the White House watching blood running down Trump's face as he pumps his fist. Biden's like, oh, fuck. Oh, God, no. It's true. Trump survived an assassination attempt and Biden got COVID. We vote next week. God voted 3 months ago.
I love how they're still bringing up Biden because they really want you to think Biden. Because, look, trust me, I'm not over the moon for Kamala. I like Tim Walz. I like that guy. You know where I stand with Trump and Vance. Give me a break. I don't even have to go into that. But they're still trying, because obviously Kamala stands a much better chance in the polling against Trump than Biden did. Biden was getting his ass kicked because Trump looked like a young, hip kid compared to Biden. You know, Biden was like, Biden is still our president, by the way. Like, is that not insane? Is that not insane? We know the man has lost his marbles, okay? We know it. In fact, we said so much of it that we were like, we will, even though we will still vote for you, we don't want you to be here. Those being Democrats. And he's still, it's like having your job, right? At a company, and you know the company's still going, but you're like, hey, the president of the company is crazy. But you still get your check? Yeah? Okay. They got a new president of the company coming at the beginning of the year. Who is it? It'll either be somebody just like him or the total opposite. We'll wait it out. We'll vote on it. Crazy. I want to see the video of the behind the scenes of what it took to keep Biden going every day. God bless those people. They need to teach hospices and nursing care workers across the world, because they got him going sometimes where I don't know. Let's keep going. As you can see, I'm not extremely biased. I will take the piss out of anybody.
Another great Austin, Texas resident, Elon Musk, will be speaking here later today. Unbelievable. Genius. You guys saw him shoot that rocket into outer space, the largest aircraft ever, fires it off into space, and then parallel parks it back to planet Earth. Meanwhile, Kamala supporters can't parallel park their Toyota Priuses properly.
Look, that's fair game. Silly joke. Energy car. Fair game. And I hate that Elon does cool shit like that. It bothers me that the richest man in the world and a man that was formerly the president, all they do is complain about how bad the world is. I just go like, if it's bad for y'all, you could only imagine what it's like for some of us. He's about to finish it out here.
Sorry, I listen to Elon Musk. I follow his lead. The world's smartest, richest man has my attention. Except for when it comes to stock trading, then I listen to Nancy Pelosi.
Another good one. Look, you can take, that's fair game.
But censorship is amongst us people. It's a very, very, very big deal. And I'm just here to say that you guys are for the right candidate.
But see, Eddie, I know. We every day you hop on here, we know where we all lie. You're a huge Trump supporter, you know? So you're going to see it one way. I think how this is going to affect a lot of people. I think this is the October surprise, by the way. And if you don't know what an October surprise is in an election, it's like a term for something that happens late into an election that can change the race. Trump is kind of like the rubber band man. He's Teflon Don. Nothing really sticks to him. So I don't think it's ever going to hurt like a Trump supporter like you or anybody else. And that's fine. I do think, though, these comments will ring and be talked about, and I pay attention to this stuff. This seems to have hit a nerve, especially with that very valuable, how they would call it, base of Hispanics and women and black people that are gonna determine it. Yeah, not a huge Trump supporter. Don't like either, but see it as a better option. And hey, I to me, I can't understand to see how I see but. There's so many things that I can't explain that and especially Eddie, like you're here every day supporting. This is the thing that I want people to understand. Like, we can't be so divisive with each other when it comes to politics that we outright hate each other if it's a personal belief. Okay. And what happens is, in my world, is if you cross the line and you share and you are ardent about it and you want to, put it in my face, okay, well then you're up for debate or you're up for whatever. I respect all the people who keep it to themselves. Hey, I'm going to vote for Trump just because this, and that, but you're not shoving it in somebody's face. And the same goes with the other side, by the way. I'm extremely, I have a lot of thoughts and I pull back on a lot of them. I wanted to talk about this because I figured we could all kind of talk about this, Heavy attention against Trump is just obvious and part of the multi-layer systemic problem. I think where Trump has really been able to get a lot of his fan base is that they feel that he fits into this he doesn't listen to anybody category. And whether that be corporations, whether that be the party, and I do believe that. But I do think the opposite, the kind of what goes with that is that he also is willing to do anything with anybody for the right price, and that's been proven. All right, let's finish this out, folks.
Tell your friends, let's close it out, and let's make speech free again, make America healthy again. Let's beat the team from California. The team from New York should beat the team from California, not only in this election, but in the World Series of baseball.
So once again, here's a guy who is making millions and millions and millions of dollars off of stand-up comedy, saying whatever he wants, whenever he wants. Until now. Complaining about it. Don't be fooled by these people complaining about the world that they're doing very well in. So that was the breakdown. Let me know what you think. If you're just checking out this video, you're just checking out this channel, my name is Carlos Alberto Navarro. I'm an actor, I'm a broadcaster, I'm a motivational speaker. I love media, AI, and I talk about a lot of different things. And I do Top of the Morning every Wednesday and Friday morning at 8 a.m. It's an interactive talk show where I talk about all these things. And I just would love for you to stop by. So please take a second to like and subscribe. And I do know one thing, today will be a great day. To the top, never stop.